All right, so here we are about maybe 5 or 6 blocks from where we just were over by the bridge, and there's a taxi station right here. Something that inspires me about this is that the fluorescent light bulbs are kind of all working together to make this really nice, even shadow. It's a good contrast against like the really, nebulous kind of pitch black activity that we got going on over here. For this sample, there's 2 possible compositions that I could use. There's one where I could shoot directly across the street, like right here. And then there's another one where I can kind of shoot like almost right here, kind of like this. And I'll shoot both, and when I'm in post-production, I'll see which one that works a little bit better for me. I have a feeling it's gonna be the one that's a little bit more canted off this way, just because you get like the depth all the way down of the other side of the building. We'll do both, we'll see what we get. I don't need to be too far stopped down. At the most I'll be is like 6'3" or 5'6", depending on your camera, in between that range. ISO is gonna be pretty standard, somewhere in between the 640 to 1000 range. I want most of the practical light to do the work here. Shutter speed is probably gonna be around 160 to 250, depending on how dark I want it to get. It's pretty good, but it's a little bit dark, so I'm gonna go ahead and bump ISO to about 1000. Still a little dark. Don't be afraid to bump down shutter speed if you're not capturing something that's moving. I have pretty steady hands. I can go down to about 1/4 of a second without having any shake in the image. Obviously that's not recommended, but somewhere between like 30th of a second, 50th of a second, try to stay within that range. There's signs that are on here, and those reflect sun directly off of whatever they're reflecting off of and directly into the sensor, your camera. You'll get what's called an angle of refraction, or what is it? Angle of refraction? I think that's what it's called. Basically, that's when you have a light object or a light source hitting an object and you see the glare coming off of that image. So you don't want that. So most likely I'm gonna go with one that's a little bit underexposed rather than what I think is perfect. It smells like paint, like aerosol. You smell that?
Yeah, it smells like crazy paint.
Someone getting high over here. That's about it. Looks pretty good. All right, so there's one. Whoa! Here's second composition where I kind of want a nice little canted angle right here of the other side of the building. Oh yeah, that's definitely the one. There's a couple of obstructions that I have in the image that I did want to originally make. There's a taxi that's sitting right here that's kind of blocking the 180 degrees that I wanted to get from across the street. I made it work by standing halfway in the middle of the street to kind of, crop out that little bit. By the time I got the car out of the way, everything from the taxi sign to the top half of the shutter was gone. So for me, it's probably not gonna be the ideal image. When I did my second composition and I'm standing right here, I don't like the way that the lights work on the side of the building. However, I do like the depth of the 3-dimension that I can see from the entire block rather than just the other side of the building. So it kind of serves as killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I get a clean image with no obstructions in it, and 2, I can see the entire block rather than just across the street, which is fun, but not as deep as I could do.